Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of GNN. Today is January 11th, 2024, and we don't have just one, not two, but three banners going on right now. While, unfortunately, we do have some news to go along with that. This is going to be a very long intro compared to what we usually do, because this is the first time in GBO2 history where we actually have a triple single suit banner, technically, but three different classes of Acguy, all from Thunderbolt. But before we dive deep into the long-awaited shenanigans of this, let's go over some news. Alright folks, I do realize that more than likely I will have all three videos playing in the intro there, so we're gonna kill some time, as you might be seeing all three suits have their unique qualities and abilities, and God, they look so fun. But as we proceed through everything, as I mentioned before, we have all three units. Well, we have three units representing Daryl Lorenz's Acguy squad from Gundam Thunderbolt, Bandit Flower. So we have a regular base maneuver type Acguy. We have Daryl's commander unit, the dubbed recon type, and we also have a firepower based Type A version of the Acguy. And as I mentioned before, we will go into a deep dive into that because, as I'm killing time here, we also have boosted supply drops for all three of them. They are all half off. So I am losing my mind for the fact that, as I'm recording this, yes, I pulled for all three of them, and yes, I have all three of them. They are 2-star suits. And it's just crazy that we've been, I would say collectively as a whole, community-wise, been wanting this, we've been expecting it, and it's just crazy to think that in 2024, it's finally here. So, basically, on top of that, we do have a specific series battle, where it's only Acguy only, starting technically yesterday. All the way to January 14th, so it is a limited series battle, but honestly, we could probably run this ourselves if we needed to. So basically, you have the base Acguy, the Thunderbolt Acguy, the Firepower Acguy, and the Recon type. So it's gonna be pretty crazy. On top of that, we got a quick present that was in our mailbox if you logged in. You got a Acguy from level 1 to level 3 for free, and a lovely t-shirt that I've seen out in the wild. It's a pretty cool t-shirt. I think I still need one, but you know, I'm not in a big hurry. I would go head over heels if they sent me a Hazel one. I know it's not the GBO2 mascot, but anyways, that's beside the point. We have changes to the recycled ticket counter as follows. The Gyogu Stutzer level 2 is now added to the shop. We have the level 3 Zaku 3, as well as the Dawaj Custom level 3 as well. Changes to the DP exchange counter is as follows. We have the Zeku Eins Type 2 level 4 being added. They are both 700, by the way, and the Type 3 level 4 is also added there. So it's going to be pretty nuts adding that to the mix of 700, since we have the Zaku 3, excuse me, in that mix. So I know a lot of folks are going to try to do some crazy stuff there. It looks like they've adjusted some specs in Situation Battle. The Marasai, the Hyzak, and the GM2, which I don't mind the Titans being kind of a slight underdog, but it did feel like they were not just significantly underpowered because of the cost range, but considering that the lineup for the whole Titans do not have maneuver armor, and for those that have shields, which is basically the Hyzak and the GM2, it's a little hard for folks to kind of get around that a little bit. But that, we'll see if those changes kind of kick in shortly. for the next iteration. As I mentioned, we have all 3 units. The regular base one from Thunderbolt is a raid. We do have the Firepower Type A being the general unit, and Daryl's Acguy being the support. All 3 being 300 costs and 2 stars. And they all have trailers. So yeah, these are actually smaller than the standard size Acguy. I almost want to say they're miniaturized specifically for Thunderbolt. But they are a lot more modular, and they actually have hand manipulators, which kind of throws my eyes off a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty funny, considering like all that other stuff is added. The raid actually has a gel type sub weapon, which kind of reduces. It's kind of like a, I don't know. It's weird. Like it's like a special armor buff. It reduces the damage taken and reaction to attacks, other than like downswings and tackles. Incendiary effects are negated, and it increases stealth too. So, but I guess based on the description when it mentions as far as like movement, it has some type of coasting effect, I guess. I could say. So it loses a lot of the precise, you know, inputs that you might have with the regular walking bipedal suits. So I'm assuming it's probably going to have similar movement to like the Dom. I have not tried this out, by the way. I just pulled for it, and yeah, I was just tired. Anyways, jumping into the general side. This one has a nice little weapon pod on the side there. It's kind of like a mini Shekinah. Kind of reminds me of the Pale Rider Cavalry. This one has a weapon cluster unit. Apparently it has a little gimmick there, kind of similar to the D2, where it reduces the swap times between the machine gun, the bayonet, and the tow missile. So, pretty interesting. Very curious to see how people pull it off, if it's even worth anything. It does have some other fun stuff go along with it as well. Vulcans, for the most part. We will go into the deep dive in a bit. And then jumping to Daryl's unit. I honestly didn't think it was going to be a support, but at the same time, considering how they depict it in the anime, I'm not, you know, I'm not disappointed. It does have its little sensor weapon arm, which they are actually, you know what? The way that it's described, it reminds me of the Metal Spider goggle effect, where it's able to actually depict what type of enemies that are in radar range with the little sensor hub thing, and it actually is able to depict what type of unit it is too. And it also affects the capturing speed. Yeah, so if they're on a flag or something, it's it'll slow them down. So especially for people doing the NASCAR aspect, this can actually catch people off guard, which is actually pretty scary to think about it. This one also, at the same time, allows the pilot to capture a point, even though it's not very fast compared to like being outside of your suit. It can still be captured while you're in the suit. So it's just like, oh, hey, somebody's gonna walk up to me. Oh, it's safe. I can capture it. So really cool. It's different. And then if you are doing 10 pulls for just all 3 of them, and you've exhausted your discounts, they do have the Xeon Remnants pilot suit, normal suit. I know they say South Sea Alliance, and we don't really get a picture of that. I mean, technically we do when you watch the anime, but this is clearly the Xeon outfit, so I'm not sure. I guess they want to just kind of normalize it or whatever, but pretty cool nonetheless. It is kind of an interesting take on how they do the Xeon normal suit, Thunderbolt wise. It is pretty cool, but alright guys, on to the nitty-gritty details. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're going to lead off with the general type Acguy, the Firepower. I don't know why I was saying Fire Tower, but Firepower Type A. Jumping into it, 14k HP, pretty good resistances, considering the fact that a lot of the lower cost suits don't really have anything super crazy. As expected, low resistance to beam weaponry, but you know, Xeon didn't really have to worry about that too much. Most of the stuff at low cost here is mostly ballistic or up in your face, which the specs do reflect that. It is got a little more range power. Walking speed is 125. Good boost or I would say good boost, maybe something I would normally see in a 1-year war suit. Thruster gauge is at 55. Turning speed's pretty average, 54 speed. Jumping into the main weapon, it is a MG with 80 rounds in the mag, 300-meter effective range, and an 18-second reload time. Obviously, you cannot swap it out with anything else. Jumping into its lovely bayonet that it has. I'm assuming this might, just based off of this, it might have the sort of beam pick animation. But it does have a base power of 1700 with a 2.5-second cooldown time. This does have priority 2, just in case anybody was curious. Jumping into the sub-weapon category, we have a rocket launcher. So it's 700 times 2, 8 rounds, 250-meter effective range with a 4-second cooldown time and 10-second reload. As depicted in the anime, it does have a tow missile launcher attached to the arm box that it has. 1600 base power, 5 shots, 350 effective meters with a 20-second reload time and 6-second cooldown time between shots. So I see people leading in with this, following up with the MG or some other option there. Jumping into the rear unit, this thing actually has lines. So very similar to, I want to say, the Rick Dom Stutzer, excuse me. Base power of 1,000, 12 shots. Very short range, no cooldown time with an 18-second reload time, so this is great for repositioning and just causing havoc. I'm assuming this is going to have the same mechanics as well, so be wary about catching your own teammates in the mix there. And going into the shopping list of skills, this has Stealth 1, Anti-Jamming 1, Aquatic Shooting, and the Special Optimizer as far as, it says change time, so swap times basically are halved. And then when a WCU is selected, its reload speed increases. So I'm assuming the if you're swapping to other stuff, the reload time is going to be quicker. So this is going to be kind of a ranged suit, even though it has melee capability. It's going to be kind of one of those mid-line shooters. Possibly, that's what I'm guessing. But looks pretty cool. Alright, jumping into Daryl's personal unit. This is a, again, 2-star 300 cost support, 811k HP, lower melee resistance. Has a arm-mounted Vulcan gun, or pair of guns. 70 power, 80 rounds, 300-meter effective range, very fast reload time of 6. Beam saber of 1600 and 2.5-second cooldown time. This is priority 1, so I would probably say that's a last-ditch effort. Also similar with the rocket launchers, this one actually has 1200 base with the 2, 8 shots, 300 effective range with a faster cooldown time of 4 seconds, I believe, compared to the general. 10-second reload, and then you have the chain explosion variant for area denial. Base with 200, 6 shots, 300-meter effective range, 3-second cooldown time, and 12-second reload time, in tandem with the regular rocket launcher. Going into the sensor arm, it's one of those instant use things, effective 400 meters, 10-second cooldown time. So this is great for wanting to be aware of where people are and also disrupting enemies as well. As always, this one has Stealth 1, this has Anti-Jamming 2. It actually has balancers, so I know people are going to get creative with their attacks with this suit. This isn't a super strong melee, but I would say that this is going to be a pain to fight against at 300 for sure, just because there are certain things that kind of play to its advantage as far as weapons go, but it would be impossible to beat. It does have anti-blast stabilizer, so it won't get caught by playing aggressive or being caught by teammates exploding. You do have mobile shooting as well, and water, as well as a resist. So, yeah, I'm guessing it has a role, maybe? I forgot what that is, but that might be what... Yeah, so that is a role. So, just like the roly-poly suit that we got a while back, and the name escapes me, this support has a role. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Jumping into the last entry is our raid, which is our standardized Acguy. So instead of the Iron Nail, it also has arm-mounted Vulcans, has a beam saber apparatus. Same specs, 70 speed, 70 power, excuse me, 80 shots, 300 effective meters with a 6-second reload time, so very fast reload. 1600, excuse me. And this is priority 3 as expected with the raid. Same rocket power with the general 700 times 2, 8 shots, 250 meters, and a 4-second cooldown time with 10 seconds to reload. This also has a dual saber mode as well. So 1900 times 2 with 3.5-second swing. So this is going to be very interesting. I wonder if it's kind of reminds me this might have either the high boost moveset or something else. I haven't tried this out yet, but yeah, this is going to be pretty, feels like it's going to be pretty easy to kind of combo off of. And then you have the gel sub-weapon, basically to reduce any type of reaction and some of the damage that you might have, but you will be coasting a bit with movement. You also have aquatic shooting, anti-jamming, and stealth at level 1, just like the general. Force injector, melee combo controller 1, so there's no 3 swings on this. And then anti-blast and some other goodies there. So pretty nasty overall, as I can tell here. Alright, folks, that will conclude our most recent banner recap. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. It doesn't require a whole lot, and I appreciate the support. But more importantly, let me know what you guys think about these 3 entries from Gundam Thunderbolt Bandit Flower. Are you guys going to be pulling for it? Which one is your favorite for the most part? Anyways, that'll be it for now, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. Take care.